Bom dia, tudo bem? Hoje é sábado, 21 de setembro. This is the aftermath of the grande soirée last evening. It sounded kind of churchy, very inspirational, although I don't recall hearing Deus. But it went on fairly late in the night. Didn't disturb me necessarily. But this is nice to see. Mainly a lot of products for women. There was some food here. I saw some macaroni, but mainly just crap that women can't help but waste their husband's money on. And they got some biking events going on. I'm going to grab some cash from the ATM, a few more drinks. Wow, busy this morning. Seja bem-vindo ao sábado em João Pessoa. It's about 10 after 11, and I kind of had to wait a bit until low tide because my plan is today is to walk to Praia, Ponta de Seixas. It's just a little bit over a mile. It's good to see a few clouds in the sky. I've slathered myself in sunscreen. Got a little bit of water, but at least I've got some beach vendors along the way if I need them. Busy Saturday here in João. Very few people at the pool, lots of people on the beach. People were on the beach quite early, and by early I mean 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. I noticed a few people out there. It wasn't super crazy, but I'm gonna swing by here right now. All right, that's it. Another beautiful day. So we're almost exactly an hour away from low tide right now. I've never seen police on ATVs. That's the first. Saturday, maybe the festival, additional crowds, I don't know. Well, as I said, we're about an hour away from low tide. I had to wait because I remember last year walking in that direction, the tide was on its way up and I kind of had to hurry to get back, otherwise I'd have been cut off. So by the time I get there, we'll be at low tide and I won't have to hurry. I can get my shots, walk a little bit further this time. Well, straight ahead in French is Mirante de Sky Beach, or Sky Bar, or Sky Restaurant. You can see the big Brazilian flag up there. Sadly, that was not there when we visited, but it was still very cool. It did make me a bit woozy. It's tall. Apparently, that's the 7th tallest building in Brazil, and the tallest in the Northeast region. Curious to see how the crowds change between Tambaú and southern Cabo Branco. It's where people are more concentrated and where they're not. Well, as you can see, we've only been walking maybe 20 minutes and it's definitely thinned out quite a bit. I mean, there's large swaths where there's not even any tables and chairs set up right now. This really at the southern end is where it makes a difference about the tide. One reason to reconsider staying at this end is the tide. If it's during high tide, the beach does get pretty slim. That's not the case up closer to Tambaú. But it also becomes the case in Maniera. So if you're staying in Maniera Beach, high tide, you got to watch out for that. But right around northern Cabo Branco, southern Tambaú, tide really just does not matter at all. But you can see there's definitely a lot fewer people here for sure. And it really hasn't taken that long. You can just barely make out Estação de Ciência. There's a science, arts, and cultural center with an outlook. And to the right of that, which we'll make to, is the new Cabo Branco outlook. We'll get to that. That was just finishing construction when I was here last year. We'll get a chance to look at that. All right, ate. Well, you can see where we are now. Wow, lots of new. I see a number of buildings with the same, like the letter A on them. Some mega construction company or consortium of apartment, hotel, residences, I don't know. Really thinning out down here. I was reading an article about the erosion of Cabo Branco Lighthouse. Apparently it's one of the reasons they closed off vehicle traffic. You used to be able to drive to the lighthouse, and the city government has stopped that. They stopped that a long time ago because they determined that the vehicle traffic was contributing to the erosion of the cliff. So we're going to get an up-close view of that as we get closer. So I remember it does get rocky at the southern end. This is all riprap that was brought in and tied down by, looks like, steel fencing. But yeah, there is, I don't know if it's natural or not, but they obviously added some additional erosion control on this end. Yeah, not possible to cross this. Up here to the right is the new kind of viewpoint lookout they've constructed. So if you're staying towards this end of town, you don't feel left out. It is really an amazing view this way of the city. You'll see. We'll get more shots on the way back, but get an idea for if you want to come down this place on the beach, you've got to wait till low tide. This is about an hour away. It's way at the south end now. A lot of rocks exposed, and you can see the red bike path in front of us. Right up that way, and to your right is the Science, Culture, Arts Station, and then a little further down from that is the Faro de Cabo Branco. Yeah, I like the lack of wind. This is not, I can get used to the lack of wind, that's for sure. Really nice down here. So right up top there is, well, you can see the erosion. There's no vegetation, it's all just slumped. But there's a really cool lookout right near the edge of there. If you look, there's a very thin layer of asphalt right on top. Well, as soon as you round this bend, that wind just smacks you right in the face. It's like a Natal wind or a Jericoacoara wind. It's just boom, hello. I am the wind, hear me roar. You can see the boats for Piscinas Naturais, Ponto de Seixas, straight ahead. And there's more incoming. You can see, I can see anyway, the white caps, the big waves, the breakers behind the reefs, which really help protect this beach. If those coral reefs were not here, the coast here of Paraíba, especially João Pessoa, would look very different. Very different. Well, there it is, round the bend, and civilization is back again. How about that? I just finished my first bottle of water, and I'm probably just going to go buy another. Good timing. Good timing. You probably noticed now, you actually can see the sand grains blowing on the beach. It's windy. You know what? Seems to me it's much more windy here than what it is up in Cabo Branco. This is just the northern end of Praia de Seixas. Well, see, that's the good news. They've got some, at least they have some vegetation on top of that cliff. That's good news. Nice little beach. The boats are up close. You can actually see the people in the water from here. And I know they actually launch boats from here as well. I gotta look for an Aguagishi Coco guy. I'm a little thirsty. I'm going on 3.5 miles, which means a 7-mile round trip. And that's kind of pushing it in this heat and humidity. So I gotta take care of myself. There's a water lady, maybe, I think. All right, that's it. Interesting structure here. I don't know what that is. New construction, maybe? I don't know. That's some mad skills right there. She's balancing that tray on her head. In this wind? Dude, that's nuts. That's nuts. How does she do that? All right, well, I really didn't think I would walk all the way here because this is kind of a ways. I gotta grab some water while I'm here as well. But yeah, I made it. I mean, I guess technically there's people that are more east than me, but you get the picture, right? This is cool. I gotta grab water before I leave. Fun beach, more of a local beach. Fun times, but you can see all the tourists out there. All right, that's it. Back together here. Yeah, more local feel. You see a few lounge chairs, but mainly people are here just chowing down. It is kind of midday. Actually sounds really, really good. I really wasn't planning on, so that was almost 4 miles, 3.9 miles from the Sola Tambaú to here at low tide. I really wasn't planning on walking that long. I estimated it to be much shorter than that, but I made it, so that's super quick. We'll head back at a little more leisurely pace. They do like little individual passages. That'd be the way to go. That little boat right there versus the giant group tours, because there's just too many slow old people. And it really is tiring waiting for just so many slow, confused old people. Oh, you can just see the tip of Faro de Cabo Branco. There's the white tip sticking out through the vegetation. I'll try and crop that in post. Yeah. And you can kind of make out a very hazy skyline of Jampa. And I'm surprised how many rocks there are. You see vestiges of what used to be, and this cliff at some point was out there, so you kind of get an idea. History is the best indicator of future performance. So those remnants of rocks that are in the water now, that's the fate eventually. Yeah, right around this riprap is a nice skyline of Cabo Branco, Tambaú. And there are a number of fishermen out there. You see them standing up. It's not very, certainly not very deep out there. It is really rocky out there. Yeah, there's a selfie spot. You know, I guess if she's gonna fall, you might as well do it now. But yeah, it's Jesus. Common sense is not so common. And just about back. Not quite halfway point. Alright, there we go. So I can't actually access it up there. I thought there was a stairway, but really nice shot of the skyline of southern João Pessoa. Rocky, access to the beach here is pretty tough, unless you have water shoes. High tide, it comes right up here. Yeah, see, I kind of thought there was an access with stairs. But I beat high tide, I'm not going to get trapped. It was a nice leisurely stroll. So I was wrong, there is a stairwell access here. I just slipped up, and this is all new. This construction that I'm standing on is newer in the last year or so. They had finished it since I've been here last. Oh, what's it catching? Sargassum? Catching a lot of seaweed. We'll see. Well, we just hit the 6 mile mark, so I should be about another 2 miles back to the hotel. This was a nice stroll. Didn't get caught in any rain, although it's been really sunny. I'm hoping I didn't get too crispy today. We'll see. It's just really cool. See the spire of Hotel Tambaú way in the distance. And of course, Maranchigi Sky Beach way uptown. Yeah, still pretty thin. There's actually vendors without any chairs there. It's looking like 1:30. I wonder if people leave early because they arrived earlier than normal. You know, if you're throwing down beers at 8 o'clock in the morning, you can only keep that up so long versus, you know, throw down beers at 10 or 11 in the morning, which is, you know, marginally more reasonable. I don't know. So many questions here. So many questions. All right, almost there. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of empty tables and chairs. They're still up. I mean, they're not really taking them down, but I'm seeing a lot of empty tables and chairs. We'll see what it's like as we get closer to Tambaú. But we're clearly either at or just past peak. We're looking at, it's 20 to 2. I generally roll out about 4 o'clock. As we move closer, there's police again. Yeah, that's new. In the number of years I'm visiting, that's a first. There's definitely a balance between how much police presence you have, and you don't want too much. You don't want too strong of a show of force. That's not good. Gives a bad impression, but you kind of want it to be subtle. That's subtle to me, and it generally is here. So it's a little after 3. Not much. They're packing them up. I was talking to my friend Gustavo. He sells water here, and he said that, yeah, people do arrive early, and it also means that they do leave earlier because they arrived earlier. There is only so much beer and sun you can have in one day. I suppose there is too much of a good thing, apparently. Confirmed my suspicions. Confirmed. The birds even know when they bring the food, too. They're staying away from me. Been a great day. Been a great day today. Alright, it's 4 o'clock, and you can tell it's about closing time. Most folks have already kind of bailed. My guy's got 4 umbrellas left. I see him kind of checking occasionally to see, like, hey, who's left or whatever. I paid my bill. Pro tip, prepay, because you never really know when he's coming back or whatever, and sometimes it can be a while. So. Alright, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. It's like 20 after 4, no pun intended. I just rolled off the beach. Policia Militar. I don't know. I should probably pull up like the calendar of events just to see what's going on. Mais comida hoje da noite. Those are cool. As luzes, como se diz? Orca deck arte luminários. Eu gosto deles. Muito legal. Não, agora não, mas acho que eles legal. Mulheres gastando deles cansados dinheiro. Sempre. Wow. Seja bem-vindo ao sábado da noite em João Pessoa. Vocês ainda vão?
Não.